All right, so maybe you know someone who used to be a Jehovah's Witness and suddenly they're going back. You're not a Jehovah's Witness and you're trying to understand the mentality of like, dude, why are you going back after you've been out for like 15, 20 years? Why now? But specifically, why are you going back when you don't even look that happy about it? Let me explain. There's so many reasons, and a lot of the reasons are closely connected, but here are 4 of the most common reasons why people end up going back to the Jehovah's Witnesses organization after being, quote, disfellowshipped, kicked out, or maybe they just strayed for a period of time. So obviously the number one reason people go back is if they're kicked out, if they're, quote, disfellowshipped. They're calling it removed now, but we all know it as disfellowshipped. If you're disfellowshipped, you're shunned. Your family's not supposed to have a relationship with you. So it makes sense. It's the number one reason people go back. They want to have a relationship with their family again. But I'm going to do a little bit of a deep dive here. The rule is you're not supposed to have a relationship with the disfellowshipped family member, except for family business, like family matters, dealing with a will, dealing with some sort of financial issues. Basically, you're not supposed to be going to dinner, chilling with them. Okay, so that's supposed to be the punishment. You're not supposed to have like a chummy, close, intimate relationship with your family member anymore. But again, I'm going to do a little deep dive here. Within the Jehovah's Witness culture, their very tight-knit culture, you basically have 3 types of Jehovah's Witness families. You got the super strict Jehovah's Witness family that, follows the letter of the law. John and I knew somebody, their kid stole a candy bar from a gas station when they were like 15. He got disfellowshipped and the parents shunned him for a whole year. Psychotic. Okay, so that's one type. Then you got the two-faced family who puts on a show at the Kingdom Hall, but in secret, they still have a relationship. They still secretly talk to their disfellowshipped family member. This type of family is obsessed with their image. Like, it's all about the optics. So as long as everything looks like they're shunning their kid or their parent or their cousin, whoever it is, that's all that matters. And I would actually argue these are worse than the first family. I mean, as terrible as it is, at least the first family is walking the walk. Like, even if it's terrible, they believe it's the right thing to do. But the second family is just a bunch of fake hypocrites. Then finally, you got like the third type of family. They're basically like the flaky family. They're like the hot, popular kids. No one cares what they do. Like, they get away with murder. The rules don't apply to them. They still talk to each other. And the elders know, and they don't get in trouble. It's all congregation politics. This is terrible. This is going to sound bad, but it's true. I have experience in this. I know this. If you're like the family on the back row that just like bumps on a log, you guys look like potatoes. It's not a good looking, popular family. I know that sounds terrible, but they're the ones sitting in the back row. Nobody knows them. I'm talking about Jehovah's Witness mindset. No one's paying attention. I knew a family like that. No one's paying attention to them anyway, so they don't really follow the rules either. So again, the number one reason people would go back is to have a relationship with their family if they're part of that first group, basically. But again, you got to consider the context and the circumstances of what kind of family you're in. Basically, which category do you fit in? That, it's crazy, but that's Jehovah's Witness culture for you. That will dictate the severity of the shunning you experience. All right, so the second reason is a huge reason why people go back. Guilt. So maybe the situation is that you were officially kicked out, you were disfellowshipped, you did something and you feel really guilty about it. Maybe you've just been inactive, quote, inactive for years. And now in XJW lingo, it's called fading. You just haven't gone to meetings or preaching, door knocking for years. These individuals tend to have a serious case of prodigal son syndrome. Oh, I'm just terrible and broken and I'm going to come crawling back. And what kills me about this is you might assume, well, that means they've been smoking, drinking, fornicating. They must be terrible people. Again, Jehovah's Witness mentality. I'm not talking about me or most people. Jehovah's Witness mentality. Oh my gosh, they must be into really bad stuff. And they need to get right with Jehovah, get right with God. A lot of times, that's not the case. Being a witness just sucks. They're tired. Yeah, maybe they dabble in that other stuff, but they're tired, they're depressed, they're anxious. Being one of Jehovah's Witnesses just doesn't make them happy. So they just they fall off the face of the earth. They just went away because being a witness sucks. They go into hiding. And yes, again, some of them do those things. They dabble in those things. They do things they regret. And maybe it was really bad and they feel really, really guilty. But a lot of times, again, I have experience in this a lot. Gonna get worked up. I saw a lot of good people. You can tell, like, it's a situation where their instinct said something's just not right. Something's not right. I don't want to be here. I'm not well. Hell, that's what I went through. If you were happy, you wouldn't leave. It's that simple. If you were happy, you wouldn't leave. The organization, I actually talk about this extensively in my book. They drive you to madness. the organization makes you feel like you're going freaking crazy. It's an incredibly fake, manufactured. A lot of people have used this analogy of the Stepford Wives. It's such a bizarre environment. Okay, so now imagine you're dealing with depression, anxiety, totally exacerbates it. And then they act like they're there just in time to help pick you up and help you at your lowest point. I'm not diagnosing anybody. I'm just saying someone might feel like they're going insane, have a nervous breakdown, they fall off the face of the earth, become inactive for a while, and then they feel really guilty and go back. Look how I'm such a broken mess. I feel so guilty. I'm just this broken mess. No, you're a broken mess because of them. They're poisoning you. They're poisoning you, giving you the disease, and then selling you the cure. Okay, number 3, tying back to the last point. This happens all the time. Jehovah's Witness women, I've talked about this in numerous videos, this isn't new. A lot of Jehovah's Witness women have a hard time finding somebody they're compatible with, that they want to make a baby with. Their biological clocks are ticking. They have a hard time finding a brother in the organization. So they leave, they stray, they go out, they find a quote, worldly guy. Maybe they get married, maybe they don't. She makes the baby, and then she has a sudden attack of conscience and decides she's going to go back. I don't fault her for having needs. I don't fault her for being frustrated. I mean, come on. A lot of these brothers, there's no sinner in the sheets here, all right? So what happens is they go out, they get the boyfriend, they get married or whatever. Cool, I wish they'd stay out. But what often happens is, I'm not saying crappy dudes don't exist, but a lot of times the guy's awesome. He's a good person. He's a good father. But again, she has a sudden attack of conscience. She freaks out. Oh no, I went out and fornicated. Oh no, I have to raise my kids in the truth. In the truth. Or else I'm a bad parent and they won't make it into paradise. It's a mess. She's got these biological needs, but it's conflicting with this fear, this deep-seated fear. Oh no, what have I done? And then I gotta bring them, to the Kingdom Hall and to meetings, and I gotta raise them to serve Jehovah. I screwed up. It's either that, or they go back because they're raging narcissist who hates their ex more than they loved their child. I think some people might assume that because I'm a woman, I'm automatically going to take her side. No, I know the type. Some J-dub women love to play the victim, and they know they're going to be treated like saints if they go back. Okay, so you have the women who go back because they feel like they screwed up and they want to raise their kids the right way and they mean well, and then you just have wretched mothers. It's not about the kid. It's about her coming out smelling like a rose and having a place where she can trash the father. All right, this one we don't talk about enough. We don't clock it enough. You got the Jehovah's Witness women who might go out, get the man, make the baby, and come back. But J-dub men will leave as teenagers or in their early 20s, go batshit crazy out in the world. And then when they're good and ready to settle down at like 40, 45 years old, they go back to the org, scoop up a 19-year-old, like fish in a barrel. I mean, it makes sense. He's got more experience under his belt. He looks a little more seasoned. He's a little more rugged. The world aged him a little. She's like, ooh. She feels like she won a prize. They both do. They're both using each other. The reality is, while he was out in the wild, his head was completely f***ed up from his witness upbringing. He grows a depression beard, turns into a hermit for 20, 25 years, wakes up one morning, he has a midlife crisis, and he knows where he can go to snatch up a clueless wife. That's what it boils down to. He came back to Jehovah. Isn't that wonderful? And they're like, oh, isn't this wonderful? He came back. Yeah, and he immediately found a wife who he could dominate because he's highly insecure and has serious inner demons and really hasn't worked through his shit. Yeah, great. Meanwhile, a lot of the times you got a girlfriend, a worldly girlfriend that he was with, dumped her suddenly. I've had people reach out to me and it breaks my heart. How's he going to raise their kids? She's not a witness, but you've been sleeping with her for 5 years. He's conflicted. Now she's distraught. She's completely bamboozled. He goes back, swoops in, finds some clueless 20-year-old. If you're one of those women who's watching this right now, I'm not saying you're perfect or you're an angel, but if this is your situation, honey, you dodged a bullet. So there you go. Some insights into why people go back to the organization when they've been out for a while, whether they got kicked out, whether they just kind of strayed and were inactive. So, Hopefully, if someone you know is going back, hopefully this is clicking for you. As usual, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to know more about the inner workings of the Jehovah's Witnesses from a former member of 30 years, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.